Hello and welcome to Sassy Scrapbooking. In today's video, I'm going to take you step by step through my process of creating this really cute Halloween Count on Me card. I call it a Count on Me card because I'm featuring my little friend Count Dracula. Check it out. It looks like his eyes are following you, even when you turn the card. So let's get started. Using the Insert Shapes feature, I have already inserted all the images that I'm going to be using. I have listed the names of the images, the item numbers, and the Cricut cartridges that I used to get the images from on the screen. I will also list them in the comments section of the video so you don't have to worry about hurrying and writing them down. Additionally, I will list the sizes of each of the images that I'm using just in case you want to use the same size. So let's go ahead and send all these images to be cut. With all the images cut, I need one more piece of blue cardstock to create the base of the card. I'm going to take a piece of 8.5 by 11 blue cardstock, and I'm going to cut the blue cardstock to 6 inches wide. My finished card is going to measure 6 by 6 inches. So I'm going to take a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock and I'm going to cut it to 6 inches wide. Then I'm going to score a line at 1.25 inches, at 2.5 inches, at 4.25, at 6, and at 8.25. Next, I'm going to go ahead and fold the cardstock at each of the score lines so that the end result is that I have 3 hills and 2 valleys. And because I didn't want to create score lines using measurements that were smaller than 1/4 inch, I'm going to cut 1/4 inch off the length of the cardstock. My cardstock is now 6 inches by 10 3/4 inches. So let's go ahead and assemble the card. I've already assembled the individual pieces just to save a bit of time on this video. And now it's just a matter of placing the images on one of the 3 hills. I'm going to be using liquid glue to adhere the images so that I have a bit of wiggle room before the images form a solid bond to the card base. First, I'm going to adhere the fence to the first hill. The fence is pretty much the base for all the images that I'm going to add on the front of the card or the first hill. Once the fence has been adhered, I'm going to cut off the excess fence to match the width of the card. I purposely made the fence slightly longer than the width of the card when I duplicated the fence image and welded them together because I wanted to exclude some of the gaps in the fence. I had cut 2 pieces of the welded grass because I couldn't make up my mind which color green I wanted to use on the card. So here I'm finally making up my mind and adhering it to the bottom of the fence. Once again, I need to cut off the excess grass so that it measures 6 inches in width. Now I'm going to adhere the largest trees on the 3rd hill since I want the tallest images in the background. Before adhering the moon though, I'm going to use a ruler to make sure that the card is less than 6 inches in height. And at the end of this video, I'm going to create an envelope that will hold a 6 by 6 card, so I have to be careful where I place the taller images on the card. Now to place the rest of the trees. I had cut the 2 largest trees in black and the 3 smaller trees in a dark brown. Now I'm going to place the largest of the 3 brown trees on the 3rd hill and the 2 smaller brown trees on the 2nd hill. Next, I'm going to adhere the skeleton bones, the coffin, and the rest in peace headstone to the front of the fence. At this point, I'm glad I'm using the liquid glue because I want to place the rest in peace headstone behind the skeleton bones. Next, I'm going to adhere the black bird to the skeleton's skull and the count followed by the sentiment. I cut the bat and a second headstone and the ghosts because I wasn't sure if I would need additional images in the background. As you can see, I'm going to use the bat and one of the ghosts, but decided not to use the second ghost nor the second headstone. To adhere the bat, I cut a glue dot in half and used each half on the bat's wings, just to give it a little bit of dimension in the background. Now my card is complete. Well, I thought it was completed. Off camera, I used an emboss it pen on the bat's eyes and embossed the eyes with red glitter embossing powder. I also added some wink of Stella to the ghost for a bit of sparkle. And last but not least, I added glossy accents to the Count's eyes and teeth. I really don't know if adding the glossy accents to the Count's eyes make it feel like his eyes are following me when I turn the card or not, but it is a bit spooky. Anyway, now the card is completed. Now to move on to the envelope. I'm going to use a 12 by 12 sheet of orange cardstock to make the envelope. I didn't think about the envelope when I was creating this card, so I didn't design the envelope using the Cricut design space so that it could be cut with the Cricut Explorer. So now I'm going to go ahead and create the envelope manually using the Martha Stewart score pad to create the score lines. I'm going to place the orange cardstock along the edge of the corner adapter on the scoreboard and score all the sides at 3 3/4, but first I'm going to cut the cardstock down to 10 by 10 inches. Next, I want to fold along the score lines and cut out the excess corners where the score lines overlap. Running some glue along the edges of the bottom flap and pulling the flap up until the glue sets, the envelope is complete. This time, I'm really done. I would like to take one more moment of your time and thank you for watching my video at Sassy Scrapbooking. Please subscribe to my channel and watch my other videos. I will continue to add new videos as my adventures with the Cricut Explorer continue. Bye for now.